and today we're gonna read Ivy and Ben's story called Bound to Be Bad. And today we're gonna start reading at Ben, Queen of Bad. That means Ben is very great at being bad. So this old lady will be the bad person? No, Ben will gonna make this lady to the bad person. No, I think Ben will gonna be bad to this lady, old lady. Okay, now we're gonna start reading at that chapter. Now, are you ready for read this one book with a lot of stories? Now, here we go. Now, first we can read Ivy and Ben Bound to Be Bad, starting at Ben, Queen of Bad story. In Miss Trance's yard, there were 2 rows of rose bushes. One on either side of a front path. Each rose bush had a little circle of dirt to leave in. Each circle of dirt had a tiny white fence that around it, and then a sea of sparkly white rocks scratching out around that. Sometimes Miss Trance came outside and washed her front path. Sometimes she even washed her rocks. Miss Terrance liked things to be very clean. When she saw dirt, her face shriveled into the frown. When she saw children, her eyes narrowed with tiny silvers. When she saw dirty children, her frown sucked her lips all the way inside of her mouth, and her eyes shriveled into nothing. She frowned so hard, her face went away. Ben drove Miss Trance crazy. She didn't try to, she just did. Every time Ben walked by Miss Trance's house, one of the tiny white fences circling down to the rosebush fell over. Ben didn't know how it happened. Then Miss Terrance would call Ben's mother and say that Ben was destructive. That means she wrecked things. Ben didn't know quite what she was going to do to Miss Terrance's yard. But it would be boring, that's for sure. She stood in front of the rose bushes and looked carefully to see Miss Terrance peeking from behind to her curtains. The coast was clear. Do something, yelled Dino. This is boring. Boring? Ben would show him. She leaned over a tiny white fence and brought it to her face close to the rose. Then she split on as hard as she could. Ew, very dirty, 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 very, very dirty. Very, very dirty Ben. And Ben have does split on it hard as she could. It's very dirty, so I think Miss Terrance will be very angry about this. She turned around to face Dino. How was that, huh? You'd never do that. Abby grabbed her by shoulders. Ben, she cried, promise you'll never do that again. You're hurting the flowers, and they have feelings too. Oh, right. Just for a second. Ben had forgotten about turning good. Yes, sure, I'd never do it again, said Ivy. Oh, she told Ivy. She's reformed, yelled Ivy. But Ben whirled around to make Dino was watching. Oh no, she hurled. It didn't stick. I'm turning bad again. This time the Sophies clapped along with Kathy. Ha! Ben was a queen of bad. Keep your eyes pleated. She screeched and started to run toward her house. Ben knew a lot of things that Nancy didn't know she knew. One of the things she knew were that Nancy hid candy. Nancy thought she was pretty smart. She didn't hide candy in her own room. She hid it in the bathroom behind the stacks of a toilet paper. Wow. And in the brown paper bag. What Nancy didn't know was that Ben spent a lot of time prowling around the house looking for treasure. One day, she was prowling in the bathroom. Ben found Nancy's paper bag full of candy. Ben was always careful not to eat so much candy that Nancy would notice that just a toothed roll of mini candy bar that all she ever took until today. Ben whisked into her house and rushed to the bathroom. Ben opened the rush into the bathroom so her mom and dad and Nancy didn't even notice. When she came out, there was a bugle inside her shirt, but nobody was watching. Ben marched back up to the 3-year-old Ivy's house, but she didn't stop there. She walked around Pancake Court until she was standing next to Dina, Elena, and Sophie's. And Kathy Ivy came running. "What are you doing, Ben?" Her eyes were shining. "Look," said Ben. She pulled a brown paper from her shirt. "I've got candy, except it isn't mine. I stole it." "Great," said Ivy. "Who did you steal it from?" "Nancy," said Ben. Ivy giggled. "Hey, you're supposed to be good," said Ben, and Ivy stopped giggling. "I'm going to eat stolen candy," Ben said to Dino and the other kids. "Before lunch and in front of you guys without sharing." She reached into the bag and looked at Ivy. "How that for bad?" Everyone watched while she ate a Butterfinger. "Ew, come on," said Kathy. "Give us some, please." "No," said Ben with her mouth full. "So, I'm so bad I don't share with anyone, right, Ivy?" Ivy nodded, her eyes on the candy. "Oh, I think Ivy really want to eat this candy." Ben opened a packed peanut butter cup and ate it one. "Isn't your sister going to be mad?" asked Lilina. "Yes," said Ben, jamming her other peanut butter cup into her mouth. She was starting to feel a little sick. She looked at Ivy. "Aren't you going to stop me?" she whispered. "Oh, right," Ivy said. She clasped her hands together and said, "Ben, I beg you, stop stealing and eating dessert before lunch and not sharing. You've got to get good." Ben was glad to stop eating candy. "Well, okay, since you put that away. She should give us some to show that you're reformed," said Ivy. Ben thought about that. "No, because it's stolen. You'd be doing something bad if you ate it. All of you." I don't care I'm bad or not," said Lilina. "I want some milk dudes." "Help," said Ivy, stepping between Ben and the other kids. "I can't let you go down to the path of badness by eating this candy." She smiled her pearl of heart smile. "Yeah," said Ben, "and right now I'm reformed so I can't lead you down to the path of the madness either." "This is dumb," said Dino. "It's just a little piece of candy, stolen candy." Ben reminded him, "And it's before lunch too." "I didn't steal it," said Dino. "And what if I want to be bad anyway?" He reached around Ivy to grab the bag. But someone was already there. It was Kathy. She ripped the bag out of Ben's hands and tore down to the street, her white sandals flashing in the sun. And Ben looked at the share of a paper bag in the hands. Wow, she said. Badness is catching. Now it's from bad to worse. Oh, I think Ben was bad, but now she's worse. So let's see worse Ben maybe tomorrow, baby. Maybe today I'm gonna read the story at today's school library. Now, so it's just maybe, but I really want to tell you what a worse thing Ben and a lot of friends have did it. So when I read all of the story, then I'm gonna tell you the story. Okay? Now, bye everybody, and please come to my YouTube and have a nice day. Bye.